Well, beware, ladies. It seems men will pull out all the stops just to make you fall for them. Dubbed the art of peacocking.
What?
A new study... You sounded just like a peacock when you said it. Yeah. The art of peacocking. A new study reveals blokes behave better than usual only when they're in front of women. Not always. And the better the woman looks, the more they'll go over the top with their acts of kindness.
That is just a lie. Perhaps a little bit true, from helping an elderly person cross the road to making extra donations to charity. Men will perform heart-melting good deeds as long as there's a female audience watching nearby. This is new. It's some weird where is this, out in the Netherlands or something?
Or Paris, maybe. So when it comes to grand gestures of love, how do you tell which are genuine and which are fake? Joining us now with some pointers is relationship psychologist John Aitken. And in Melbourne, body language expert Katia Loisel. Good morning to you both.
Good
John,
morning.
we're going to start with you. Explain what this peacocking is exactly.
Well, you know, it's chest banging for guys, basically. You know, we're trying to appear attractive to members of the opposite sex, so it'll be a bit of preening, it'll be, you know, posture. It'll be looking like we are, strong and healthy. And look, I see it at the gym. You know, a hot woman's walking around the gym and the guys are lifting that extra couple of reps. Look, I'll put my hand up as well. If I'm walking along the street and there's an attractive woman walking by, shoulders go back a bit more. Head
Do you know what I
goes
find
up.
at the gym? You actually don't have to physically lift more weight, just make a little bit more noise.
Oh, grunting.
Yeah,
absolutely.
grunting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
John,
that'll get him in.
Yeah.
It's the art of peacocking.
Yeah, you don't even understand. John, why are men more likely to resort to this OTT behaviour to impress rather than women? And I have a problem with this because I think women can go to a lot of trouble to impress a guy.
Well, I like to know Kylie's thoughts on that. But in terms of us guys, I think, it's a competitive environment out there, and we want to feel attractive to the members of the opposite sex. So we engage in this sort of peacocking type of behaviour.
Do you think the bloke behind you in the glasses thought that through very clearly? I don't think he did.
A little OTT, but, you know, he's certainly getting attention,
That's
isn't he?
one smart rooster. Over to you, Katia. Is peacocking just a manipulative way to get the girl or the guy you want?
You know what, it does sound really manipulative, doesn't it? But before we throw all the guys into the same basket, it's really important to remember that peacocking is actually quite instinctive, and it's actually an important part of the mating process. Research tells us that the more positive courtship signals you send out, the more luck you'll have attracting the opposite sex. And, you know, peacocking, as John said, it is a form of chest banging, and it works for a few reasons. It gets the guy noticed, it makes him stand out, and also it helps to emphasise the fact that he's got resources, that he's generous with them, he's willing to share them about, and also the fact that he's trustworthy, caring and nurturing. And they're all elements, if you like, that are actually linked to male attractiveness. So it makes sense, and women do it too. You know, we do it differently because men and women look for different things, but we put on makeup, we dress, we put on the high heels and put on a pretty frock, and it's exactly the same thing.
Katia, how can we avoid falling for insincere displays of affection? We want to be careful with this because, as you say, it's nature. It's natural.
It is nature. It is. You know, our bodies shoot out over 10,000 stimuli during every interaction, which really do reveal quite often what we're feeling and our intentions if we know what to look for. The thing is that most people misinterpret body language, but our bodies and our brains are actually quite good at picking up incongruence. So trust your instincts. Always look to 3 to 5 signals, and always think about the context. And another really important thing is to think about your expectations and your dreams, if you like, particularly for girls, because what you want can actually colour your perspective and affect your ability to read body language. So, for example, you know, if you think a guy is so gorgeous and you really want him to like you, you might miss the signals. Or if, you know, finding out the truth about someone might humiliate you or be painful, then, you know, sometimes we see what we want to see.
Okay, John, how can we tell if a gesture is real or fake?
Yeah, well, we've got a couple of tips up here on screen. Essentially, make sure they're happening consistently, the good deeds. It's not just all about sex, that it shows a good respect for people, and that it shows good character. Listen to your instincts, as Katia says. And also, if you want to know whether someone's genuine, go and talk to their friends or work colleagues and try and find out whether this person is really the real deal.
When you start interviewing their work colleagues, they could turn.
Well, you're doing the due diligence.
Due diligence.
That's exactly right.
It's called P-Googling. Katia, reading the body language of the opposite sex can be tricky. So which cues could help us pick up on fake gestures? And are there acceptable levels of peacocking?
So what we're looking is for inconsistencies, if you like, or flirting in reverse. So if they only ever have intense eye contact, touching, close proximity and ownership gestures when they want sex, or they distance themselves from you when they're in public, then that's a sign that something's amiss. I also look for fleeting expressions or gestures like sneering, flinching, twitching, and physiological indications of distress or deceit, such as, for example, if the topic of commitment comes up and they start blinking excessively, sweating, swallowing, lubricating their mouth, or rubbing their eyes, nose or mouth, or covering it, then it's sort of like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, watch out.
Right.
Or if you're driving the car and they're scratching at the door to get out, like a dog, trapped dog, it's another good sign.
Yeah.
Thank you, Katia.
Or try to get out of the boot.
It's off to do some peacocking.
I'm just
Thank you, John.
to
Good to
peacocking.
see you.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, guys.
All right.